A lot of what we spend our time doing as grown-ups is kind of undoing maybe the patterns that we laid very early on. Now, a lot of gifts that we were given were enhanced through growing up, were maybe enhanced by our parents' encouragement. Other areas were more challenging. Maybe we started early having certain beliefs about ourselves that didn't really help us, and then we reinforced those beliefs the older we got. And by the time we hit 35, our patterns were so deeply rooted in us that even if we wanted to change and tried to mentally make ourselves change, somehow we just weren't able to, and then we would start beating ourselves up, saying, why am I not able to change this? I should be stronger, other people do it, blah, blah, blah. Well, there is an element in discipline when it comes to any kind of act in life. And of course, when it comes to ridding ourselves of habits that maybe aren't the best for us, it takes discipline for sure. But it's obviously not enough just to kind of tell ourselves and even grit our way through an experience until, for example, our bodies become in great shape. We can grit ourselves through that for a few months. But if we want anything that's sustainable and truly transformative and that is sustainable in its transformational form, then we really have to dig a little deeper into what we call the subconscious. Now, about 5%, sometimes even 3% of our brain and our mind is in the conscious, but then the 95 to 97, 98% is in the subconscious. So I'm sure you've seen that picture of the iceberg, right? Where it shows the tip of the iceberg over the surface of the ocean, and then you see the entire rest of the iceberg underneath the surface of the ocean. Well, the beauty is that our depth is unimaginably deep and our abilities are limitless. And we hear that from all kinds of places and in self-help books and in self-help seminars, etc. But we don't always really know how to tap into that unlimited belief. And there are ways, of course, through our yoga practice, through having an awakening in any shape or form. Awakenings can often happen when the body is really shaken by something. Trauma, a life-changing experience will have a dramatic shift in how we think and maybe our entire outlook on life. But hopefully we don't have to put ourselves in harm's way, or something really dramatic has to happen for us to be able to transform ourselves in areas that we would like to transform. And that's where meditation comes in, guided meditation. I teach guided meditation. And what that means is you get a certain structure to follow, which I help you with. And then with that structure, you implement it while you are listening to recordings that I have recorded for you, using my voice, using sounds, music, using different isochronic beats and rhythms, and to help you go beyond the analytical mind. Basically, that's what we're always trying to do. We're trying to go beyond the analytical mind. Now, if you're familiar with any yoga at all, or even a strenuous exercise, when you rest after your yoga practice and you go into what we call shavasana, or you go into, for example, right before you fall asleep or right before you wake up, your brain waves are slower. Your brain waves are in a state called theta. And that is the wonderful place to be in. It basically means that your brain waves are slowed down enough to where your body is just like it is asleep, but your mind is still awake. So you're kind of in a lucid dream in a way. You're in that in-between state. That's a very powerful state for the body. There's a lot of cellular repair that happens in that state. There's a lot of rejuvenation and rebalancing of our nervous system that happens in that particular place.